A mysterious force is lurking in the streets of Lumiose, as at the very end of the latest Pokémon Legends Z-A trailer, we catch a glimpse of this eerie pink glowing energy swirling right in front of the player. A glow that looks quite similar to the energy exuded by Mega Evolution. So could this scene actually be teasing Mega Evolutions appearing in the wild? Since the very first Legends Z-A trailer, many fans were already theorizing about the potential of wild Mega Evolved Pokemon roaming the streets of Lumiose. Even I speculated that the 5 seemingly empty plazas we saw on the map could serve as sort of arenas in which we could fight these Mega Boss Pokemon, similar to the Nobles from Legends Arceus. Of course, this was all well before we knew just how different Z-A would be from its predecessor, as we now know at least 3 of these plazas will actually be wild zones where wild Pokemon are allowed to roam free. But a few clips have shown us that wild Pokemon can be encountered even outside of these safe zones, which includes our potential glowing mystery Pokemon being on one of the rooftops. In my last trailer breakdown, I speculated that this could be related to Zygarde, mainly because the scene right before this one is actually Zygarde in its Doge form running through the alleys of Lumiose. And the fact that it fades rather than cut to the next scene like almost every other scene in the trailer made me think the two could possibly be related, with my theory being that this swirling energy literally is Zygarde. But if I'm being honest, this is mainly fueled by the long-rumored Mega Zygarde that's supposedly going to appear in this game, which could end up not happening, so I decided to think about this from a different perspective. Putting myself in the shoes of someone that hasn't seen or heard any of the Z-A leaks, most fans would probably think the mere idea of a Mega Zygarde is absolutely crazy, and perhaps assume this pink glow is teasing a different Mega Evolution, maybe even the first new one introduced in Legends Z-A. But what if instead of any specific Mega Evolution, this is actually teasing at a new mechanic for Mega Evolutions overall, that being the addition of wild Mega Evolved Pokemon. In case you forgot, the first gameplay trailer ended with a short cinematic of the Rotom phone popping up and saying a challenge has been issued, which we now know was actually a teaser for the Z-A Royale that was revealed in the trailer after it. And I can't help but feel that something similar is going on with this latest trailer, and the mysterious pink aura is probably teasing something we've never seen before. Immediately, you might think I'm crazy because in pretty much all Pokemon media, Mega Evolution has been about the bond between a trainer and their Pokemon. It's not possible without one or the other. Well, unless you're Mega Rayquaza, I guess. And though Mega Ray Ray is the only Pokemon that's ever been shown to Mega Evolve by itself, at least in the games, there are actually a few more examples of Pokemon Mega Evolving on their own in the anime. First, in the Genesect movie, we see Mewtwo's able to Mega Evolve with no trainer, and I don't even think it had a Mega Stone. But I guess you could argue both Mewtwo and Rayquaza are legendary Pokemon, so maybe they're just that powerful they can Mega Evolve just through pure willpower. However, in the Volcanion movie, we see another example of Pokemon Mega Evolving without a Mega Stone or a strong bond with their trainer, instead using a power they call the Mega Wave, which is activated via a device pretty similar to a Keystone, but instead of using the bond between trainer and Pokemon, these seem to be forced to Mega Evolve, resulting in a rage-like state that's very similar to the Nobles from Legends Arceus. Now, I know the game and anime canons are totally separate, and especially the movies basically just make stuff up for the sake of marketing.
Mega Evolve?
But how? To Mega Evolve, there must be a close bond between trainer and Pokemon.
Psych!
But I wanted to point this out first because of the Mega Evolutions looking enraged, which I mentioned is pretty similar to the Nobles, but also because in the games, Mega Evolution is implied to have a direct connection with a Pokemon's own life force, meaning it's possible they could achieve it even without a trainer or Mega Stone if enough energy was channeled into them. You know what else was powered by the life force of Pokemon? AZ's ultimate weapon, fired 3,000 years ago. An event that some canons state is what originally created Mega Evolutions. I say some canons because in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, apparently Mega Evolutions actually come from space. Well, I guess the Mega Stones specifically are chunks of meteorites that fall onto Earth. And both of these explanations could very well be retconned in Legends Z-A, but if we're sticking to the X and Y lore, we know Lysander fired his own ultimate weapon during the climax, but it of course backfired due to a lack of energy since Lysander was only using the legendary Pokemon, as opposed to the hundreds if not thousands of Pokemon AZ sacrificed to power his own ultimate weapon. But exactly how does any of this relate to the pink energy we see in the latest trailer? Well, this is just my own theory, but I believe Quasartico Inc. may be trying to power up their own ultimate weapon once again. After all, their headquarters seem to be built right on top of Team Flare's secret lab that was beneath Lysander's cafe. But having learned from Team Flare's mistakes, Quasartico know they need more energy, which is why they're hosting this citywide tournament known as the Z-A Royale, as a front to get as many trainers battling and mega evolving so they can collect all that juicy mega energy. Like I mentioned, Mega Evolution seems to come from the very life force of Pokemon, and in the Mega Evolution transformation animation, you can see quite a lot of energy particles being released. Why Quasartico's gathering the energy still remains a mystery, but it's not like it'd be the first time we've seen an evil CEO gathering energy from Pokemon battles. Coincidentally, even both using hologram technology to do it. At least I've heard some mentions of Dynamax and Gigantamax actually being holograms. And now of course we have the Wild Zones and Battle Zones, which have these hologram cages basically locking up an area. Which, now that I think about it, could literally be how they're gathering the energy. Like, there's some kind of tech beneath the zones that absorbs energy like solar panels. With so many battles happening all around Lumiose City, there is a lot of energy being released into the air, which at least to me could be the explanation for how some Pokemon are mega evolving in the wild. Or maybe Quasartico's just forcing them to mega evolve themselves. Beyond just lore though, I think Mega Evolve the wild Pokemon could be a really cool addition to the gameplay of Z-A, as a potential way in which we obtain Mega Stones throughout the game. In most prior games, Mega Stones were mainly found just randomly scattered on the ground, but in a city as bustling as Lumiose, I'd like to imagine if someone spotted a shiny rock on the floor, they'd pick it up ASAP. In fact, there's a whole shop in Lumiose dedicated to evolutionary stones, where you can find this old guy literally flipping Mega Stones for insane prices. So what if instead we have to earn Mega Stones by defeating the corresponding wild Mega Evolved Pokemon? In the original X and Y, Lucario was basically the poster child of Mega Evolution, being the very first one we encounter in the story and the first one we actually obtain. But in order to get Mega Lucario, we must first defeat another Mega Lucario. In the very scene that sparked this entire video, what Pokemon do we see? None other than Lucario. So could it be that this swirling energy in front of us actually belongs to another Lucario? As a callback to the original X and Y, it would be pretty poetic for Mega Lucario to be the first Mega Evolution we face in Z-A. But that doesn't necessarily mean this has to be a wild Lucario, because that first Mega Battle we take part in X and Y is actually against Gym Leader Korrina, more specifically known as Successor Korrina during that battle, because apparently she's a descendant of the first trainer to ever Mega Evolve in Kalos. I'm sure I'm not the only one who'd love to see some of the characters from the original X and Y reappear in Z-A, and with her strong ties to Mega Evolution, it'd be a shame not to see Korrina again. But regardless if it's a wild Mega Lucario or under control of the Mega Evolution successor herself, I'm pretty confident locking in Mega Lucario as the Pokemon hiding behind this swirling energy. You know, all this talk of Mega Evolution has gotten me wondering, what if I was to Mega Evolve? Obviously, you'd need a Keystone or Mega Bracelet, which thankfully I still have lying around from my X and Y days, but it'd probably require a bit of training too. And thankfully, I got some rare candies we can use to level up. Huge thanks to Tokyo Tree and Sakurako for sponsoring this video. You guys know I love Japan and I love food, so if you're like me, you're gonna love this sponsor. While both of these boxes offer Japanese treats, Sakurako specializes in more traditional snacks. And this month's theme is Moonlit Sakura. I'm already seeing some stuff in here that I definitely want to try, so let's get into it. And every month, Sakurako also comes with some kind of tableware. And this month, we've got a beautiful little plate here with the cherry blossom design. So first off, we have this Sakura Madeleine from Osaka. And this box actually has a lot of little pastries or small treats that I feel like would pair really well with the tea for this month, Sakura Hibiscus. I know this is gonna smell so good. Oh my God. Ah yes, our little helper is finally here. Hello, sir. I mean, it smells really good. I can't even blame him. Let's try this out. Oh. That is so soft and moist. Towards the end, it starts getting a little crumbly though, so actually this would be perfect with the tea. Anytime we get a jelly treat, I'm just so excited to try it. This is actually this month's Maker highlighted treat, white peach jelly. Oh gosh, I probably messed up. Yeah, it had instructions for how to open it. I'm so dumb. Don't be a baka like me. Wow. It's peach flavor, no doubt, but it tastes so natural. Like, I think there might be actual peach chunks in there. It's that good. While Sakurako has more traditional, Tokyo Treat has stuff you might find at a Japanese convenience store. And this month, it is also themed after Sakura at night. Oh, we got a ramen cup in here? Okay. Look at this cake. Of course, we got the Kit Kat. Every month you get a different Kit Kat flavor, and this month looks like it's matcha. No way! Chocolate truffle potato chips? Oh wait, no, it's not chocolate at all. Oh, but these smell so good. Oh my God. Well, it's just the day of me sucking at opening things, but anyway, it's about the flavor, okay? You know Muncho's chips? The ones that are just plain salt? They taste like that, but with the added truffle flavor on top. It's a little more basic, but still really good. Let's see if the tea is ready. Just hope I don't burn my mouth. Whoa. Wow, that might be my favorite tea. No key? No cap? High key. So thanks again to Sakurako and Tokyo Treat for continuing to sponsor my channel. You guys can sign up with code MUNCHING to get $5 off your first box. Enjoy delicious Japanese snacks. Oh my God, look at... Should we put cheese like that for the next one? Let me know in the comments. I feel the power coursing through me. Mega evolution! My name is Munch.
And I am a Super Saiyan.
Okay, that was pretty cringe, but anyway. Besides for wild Mega Evolved Pokemon, I wanted to share a few more theories from around the community I've gathered regarding what this pink energy could be, but also just general bits I want to see in Legends Z-A. And the first involves a very peculiar Pokemon that definitely deserves a bit more love when it comes to its story. As of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Diancie has only ever been obtainable through event distributions from all the way back in Gen 6 when it first debuted. First as a tie-in with its own movie, like most other mythical Pokemon, and then made downloadable through the Nintendo Network in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where it of course got its own Mega Evolution, the only Gen 6 Pokemon to ever get one. Well, so far at least. As such, it'd be very weird for Diancie not to appear in Legends Z-A, since Megas are coming back, and we assume most if not all of them will be available, so could this pink glow actually be hinting at Diancie? Sure, Diancie is pink, and the glow is pink, but it feels a little bit too obvious if you ask me. And if this really is the first Mega Evolution we encounter in the game, I think Mega Diancie might be a little bit too OP to appear that early. But while we're on the topic of mythicals, specifically the ones from Pokemon X and Y, definitely have an argument as the most forgotten set of mythicals from any generation. In-game, Gen 6's trio of mythicals had almost no lore outside of Hoopa, who really just got this creepy short story if you transferred one to Oras, unless of course you count Hoopa appearing at McDonald's as a sort of weird augmented reality experience. Like I mentioned, Diancie did get a Mega Evolution, but basically no story in the game. And as for Volcanion, it actually got nothing. Really, outside of its movie, this may just be one of the most forgotten Pokemon overall, which is quite odd considering it's the only fire and water type in existence. Many fans have speculated if it might have been planned to have an event related to the mysteriously locked area of the Kalos power plant. There was actually a whole area hidden back here, complete with pools of lava that very well could have been the place we encountered Volcanion. It could be that a lot of this content for the Gen 6 Mythicals was originally planned to be in Pokemon Z, but of course, that game never happened, so we'll likely never know. With Legends Z-A finally doing justice to Zygarde though, it's a great opportunity to also shine some light on these forgotten Mythicals. And if Legends Arceus is to serve as an example, then it actually feels pretty likely that they'll get something, since all the Mythicals from Sinnoh got their own special side quest in Hisui. So when it comes to Legends Z-A, I do hope the same for Hoopa, Volcanion, and Diancie, but especially Volcanion. Man's been waiting 3,000 years. But when it comes to Hoopa, I've seen quite a few theories regarding its potential involvement in the plot of Z-A. particularly due to its ability to grant wishes. At least that's what most of the theories say, but I couldn't actually find any mention of Hoopa being able to do this. Most likely this theory is based off of genies in other media being able to grant wishes. I guess if they are going to expand on these mythical story, they could definitely add that aspect to Hoopa's lore. And this all goes back to the wish that is supposedly granted to the winner of the Z-A Royale. We still don't know exactly how this wish is granted or the extent of what one can wish for, though the few examples we see in the trailer are pretty ridiculous. But if Quasartico really is behind the whole Royale and the ones that grant these wishes, you gotta wonder how exactly they'd be able to do this. There is of course another mythical Pokemon which already has the power to grant wishes in the lore, but I just don't really see Jirachi randomly appearing in Kalos. Though I guess it'd feel equally random for Hoopa to have such importance in the plot of Z-A. That is until I considered Hoopa's actual already known power of being able to transport anything through space and time, even to alternate dimensions using its magical rings. This is a power that fits incredibly well with the overall themes of Pokémon Legends, or at least Legends Arceus, had quite a bit of time travel shenanigans going on. Obviously, I don't think Hoopa was behind any of those events, but I could see it being involved in Legends Z-A, fitting with my previous theory that the rivals in this game could actually be alternate timeline versions of our main characters. Perhaps some Hoopa mischief is afoot. Regardless of its involvement, I do think Hoopa, Diancie, and even Volcanion will appear in at least some capacity. So let me know what sort of side quests you think they might get in Legends Z-A. And to wrap up this batch of theories, I want to go back to the idea of having to earn our Mega Stones. But rather than just getting them by defeating wild Mega Pokemon, what if Mega Stones could be rewards for completing special side quests? And this theory actually came up during a discussion I had on the Hidden Power podcast. I'm not sure if the episode will be out by the time I upload this video, but we had some pretty in-depth conversations about Z-A and the Pokemon series overall, so make sure to subscribe to their channel so you can see when the episode I'm in goes live. One example Trader Lumi gave is the appearance of Steven Stone in quite a few previous games where he more often than not gives the trainer a Beldum. And I believe it was brought up in the context of Metagross not actually being part of the original Kalos Pokedex, as we've yet to see any Pokemon that weren't native to Kalos appear in any of the Z-A trailers. But assuming every old Mega Evolution is coming back, then Metagross would have to be in the game somehow, right? And sure, Steven Stone could just appear in the game to gift you a Beldum like he usually does, but how cool would it be if his appearance in Lumiose is actually due to a sudden outbreak of Beldum, and you team up with him to discover a rampaging Mega Metagross in the city that you have to take down, and as a reward earn the Metagrossite. And this idea could be a really wicked way to bring back other fan favorite characters like the Lumiose Ghost Girl. Imagine you're just walking around Lumiose and suddenly get an anonymous text on your Rotom phone that says, "She's still trapped, room 44, midnight." With no further context, you're led to investigate the 4th floor of Hotel Rishisime, where the Ghost Girl originally appeared in Pokemon X and Y. Actually, I'm not sure if this is the Ghost Girl or just a random Hex Maniac, but there is a very creepy lady on the 4th floor of Hotel Rishisime. So anyway, you venture up to the 4th floor and locate room 44, but upon entering you realize this is not your normal hotel room, as you're suddenly transported to an office building, the very same one from the original X and Y. The Ghost Girl reappears and says her classic line, "You are number one." Then suddenly, the room goes silent. The One finally appears and is revealed to be the Ghost Girl's partner Pokemon, but fueled by the rage of being abandoned, has turned into a Mega Gengar, giving you the choice to defeat it and set her spirit free, or catch it to get the Mega Gengarite. That's at least one way I can think of that would make the setting of Legends Z-A a lot more exciting than just battling in the streets of Lumiose all game. And side quests were one of my favorite parts of Legends Arceus because they made every NPC you encountered feel like they were actually part of that world. And yeah, a lot of them were just basic fetch quests, but there were a lot of really unique ones too. It really made those NPCs feel a lot more like actual people that live in Hisui and not just 2 random lines of text like most other NPCs in Pokemon games. Obviously, there will still be a lot of quote-unquote useless characters in Z-A, but I really hope there's at least some that give side quests on the same level of charm as Legends Arceus. It'd be even more awesome if these side quests sometimes took you to unique areas that you wouldn't be able to explore otherwise, like the hotel room I just mentioned, or even potentially the sewers and catacombs beneath Lumios that I know a lot of fans want to see. There's a lot of potential for side quests to be really good in Legends Z-A, potentially carrying the fact that the game takes place solely within Lumios, so let me know what kind of side quests you'd like to see. I know I strayed pretty far from the original topic of this video, but I just have so many thoughts and ideas regarding Legends Z-A that, if we're being real, probably aren't gonna happen. But maybe by sharing them I can at least inspire some hopium in fans, that Legends Z-A will at least be as fun as the previous Legends game. So let me know what you think this mysterious pink glow could be teasing, and any other new mechanics or gameplay ideas you have for Z-A in the comments below. And if you're a fan of my content and would like to directly support the channel, don't forget to check out the sponsor and get yourself some delicious Japanese snacks. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.